Hello students, very good morning to all. Hope you are doing well. So students, you can see here in the board today we are going to discuss this chapter. This is our first video lecture of this chapter, sorting materials into groups. This chapter we have already discussed or already read in our Google Meet classes. So let us start our first video lecture. Okay. Now before going to start this video lecture, let me tell you something, that the chapter name is sorting materials into groups. Okay, sorting materials into groups. That means in this chapter we will learn or we will see that how to sort or how to differentiate the materials into different categories or different groups. Okay, and what are the need of this? Okay, all these things we will discuss. So first of all, just focus on these things, that what we will learn on this chapter or what we will learn about. First of all, we will learn about that objects around us. Second, we will learn about that objects made of different materials. Different objects are made of different materials. Objects made of same materials. Okay, many objects are there of same material. Properties of materials. What are the properties of material? And need of grouping objects. What is the need of grouping object? Why do we just differentiate these objects into different groups? Okay, these all things we are going to discuss in this chapter. So students, let us discuss the chapter then. Let us start with the introduction portion of the chapter. Okay, so you can see here sorry, this is the introduction part, that we have seen there are many variety of food items. Okay, many variety of, you can say, food items as well as fabrics. Okay, we have seen, you have already seen in your previous part, previous chapter, that fiber to fabrics. There you have seen that there are many varieties of fabrics. Similarly, we can see a vast variety of objects everywhere. Okay, a vast variety of objects are there everywhere around us. We look around our room, you will find, you can say, many objects such as chair, toys, bed, clothes, books, computer, pencil box, etc. Many more objects are there. Okay, so you just look around your surroundings and you will find many objects. All these objects have different shapes, different colors, different uses. Definitely, if the objects are different, so definitely there will be some different uses, there will be some different colors, different textures, different shapes. Okay, now they are made of different materials too. For example, if we want to classify objects on the basis of their, you can say, cuboid shape, okay, cuboid shape, then we can make a list of consisting of books, almirah, pencil box, lunch box, etc. Okay, you can say cuboidal shape means a cube type shape. Okay, in mathematics class you have read about cube. Okay, cuboidal shape, that means you can say this kind of shape you can assume. Okay, a cuboidal type shape. Okay, similarly we can group the objects on the basis of materials they are made from. Okay, so see, by seeing the shape we can also differentiate the objects, we can classify the objects, and you can say by seeing the, what we can say, that basis of materials they are made of, we can also differentiate the objects. Okay, so this is our introduction part. I hope students you have got some idea about the introduction part. Now one activity is there which we call as activity 8.1. So let us discuss the activity 8.1 first. Okay, so what this activity tells about? So basically this activity tells us, just have a look, that we are discussing activity 8.1, that collect some objects, okay, like pencil, sharpener, book, toy, lunchbox, mug, glasses, socks, mirror, etc. That means the objects that you can easily find out on your surroundings, such collect the objects. You may collect as many objects as possible. Okay, now try to identify the objects which are made of plastics and which are made of you can say, not made of plastics. Okay, accordingly fill the table 8.1. So basically what this table 8.1 say? This table 8.1 says us that we have to differentiate the materials which are made of plastic and which are non-plastic materials. So the basic thing we have to differentiate as plastic materials and non-plastic materials. Okay, so plastic materials, two examples are given, you can say mug, lunch box, these are your plastic materials, and non-plastic materials such as glass, mirror. Okay, so you have to fill the you can say table, 2 examples are there, write down 10 examples of each. Okay, I hope you can easily find out this. Okay, so let us move to the next topic then, that objects of different materials. Okay, objects of different materials means we have already discussed that there are many objects which are made of different materials. You can say that many objects around us made of different materials. Okay, these materials maybe you can say the materials may be glass, metal, plastic, wood, cotton, paper, etc. Many objects are there. So on the basis of activity 8.1, complete the table 8.2 given below. Okay, in the 8.1 or in the table 8.1, what we have seen? In this table 8.1, we have seen that students, that we have categorized the materials into two groups. First one we can say that which are plastic materials, and second one we can say which are non-plastic materials. Okay. Now 8.2 says that you have to find out the objects and the materials that they are made of. Okay. So just take an example, that mug can be made up of plastic, so here is written as plastic. Now socks can be made by of cotton cloth, so it is written by cotton cloth. You can find out many examples, such as you can write here as chair. So chair can be made by, what are the material? It is wood. Okay, so chair can be made by wood, so you can write in that way. Okay, so just fill up the table in this way. Okay, very easy one. The first two tables, the objects you can find in our surroundings, no problem on that. Okay. Okay, so let us move to the next one then, objects made of same materials. Okay, in the previous table what we have discussed? In the previous table we have discussed that what are the objects that are made of different kinds of materials. Now in this table students, we are going to discuss that objects made of same materials. Okay, that means there are many objects which are made of same materials. Okay, so let us discuss this. Just have a look that objects may be made of the same material. For example, you can say chair, table, almirah, door, etc. are made of wood. That means the material here is fixed, wood, but by using wood we can, you can say, prepare many objects, such as you can say a chair is there, table is there, almirah is there, door is there, etc. So many objects we can prepare. Okay, so let us discuss activity 8.2, that think of different materials like wood, paper. Okay, these are the materials, wood, paper, leather, etc. and other objects you know that are made of these materials. Okay, write down in table 8.3. So basically what table 8.3 tells us? Table 8.3 tells us that different types of objects that are made of the same material, such as here in this left side we are going to write down the materials such as wood, leather, paper, plastic, cotton. These are the materials. And what are the, you can say, materials objects are made of? So from wood we can easily make chair, table, door, almirah. So these are the example. From leather we can easily make ball, sofa, shoes. You can write here as belt. We can also, leather belts are there, so belt we can also made. Okay, paper. So from paper what can be made? So from paper what can we make? Paper boat we can make. Okay, copy. From paper we can using the copy. So there are many more examples. So write down. From plastic we have already discussed, cotton. So just find out the table. It is not a big deal. Okay, you can easily fill the tables. Okay, as many materials you know you can take and fill the table. Okay, okay, just give me a second. Okay, okay, now in this part just have a look. In this part, what do we find from the above tables? So students, let me tell you one thing, that till now we have discussed three tables. Okay, first table we have discussed what? That in table 1 we have categorized the materials into two parts, plastic materials and non-plastic materials. Okay, in the table number 2 we have discussed that different types of materials we can create, different types of materials. Okay, that means different substances. Okay, such means that we have already seen that different objects can be created by different types of materials. And table 8.3 what we have read? we have read or we have seen that same objects can be created by, or different types of objects can be created by same material. Okay. Now let us discuss that what do we find from the above tables, or you can say like that what are the conclusions of the above tables. Okay. So let us discuss the conclusions one by one. First one, we can group the objects on different bases and different ways. Definitely we have grouped the objects. We have seen that in the three tables that we have differentiated the objects, we have grouped the objects. Okay. Second one, objects are made of different material. Yes, these things we have find out in table 8.2. An object can be made of a single material. These things 8.3 we have found out. An object can be made of many materials. These things also we have seen. And one material can be used to make many different objects. We have already seen that by, you can see, by using the wood we can prepare many things, chair, table, okay, you can say bed. So there are many things we can be used to make many different objects. Okay, one material can be used to make different types of objects. Okay. So students, till now we have seen, or we have categorized the materials into different tables. Okay, we have categorized into different things. Now let us discuss one thing, that what are the properties of materials. Let me tell you students, there are few properties of materials, and if we don't know the properties we can't categorize them. Okay. So to categorize the materials, to sort the materials into different types of groups, we need to know the properties of the materials. So let us discuss the properties of the materials one by one. What are the properties here? You can say that in the properties of the materials, just have a look. That have you ever seen a tumbler made of cloth, or cooking vessels made of paper, okay, or wooden type of a car, okay, wooden tires of a car? Definitely not. Okay. So how can we decide that which material should be used to make an object? So this is done by knowing the properties of materials. Okay. If we don't know the properties, we can't differentiate the materials into different kinds of groups. Okay. So while choosing a material to make an object, we need to keep the following points in mind. So what are the points that we keep in mind? First point is that the purpose for which the object is to be used. Okay. So definitely the purpose of the object should be there, and the properties of the materials. Okay. So let us find out the various properties of the materials. What are the various properties of the materials? Okay. In this chapter we are going to discuss 4 or 5 properties. So let us discuss the properties one by one. What is the first property, students? So this is our first property, you can see here. So our first property is appearance. Okay. So first of all we are going to discuss about appearance. Okay. So let us discuss our first property, which is appearance. Okay. Now objects around us usually look very different from each other. Definitely. For example, you can say wood look different from steel, rubber appears different from iron. Definitely you just take two objects and they are always different from each other. But at the same time, copper, iron, gold, silver and aluminium shows the same similarities. Okay. So one table is there. Let us discuss the table, which we call activity 8.3, that collects some pieces of different you can say materials, okay, like wood, paper, aluminium, rubber, iron, copper, etc. Now with the help of a cutter, cut the materials into two pieces and observe their, you can say, freshly cut surface, and record your observations in table 8.4. So what table 8.4 says? 8.4 says that appearance of materials, that materials with a shiny surface or material with a dull surface. So what you have to do, students? You have to differentiate the materials into two groups. Which materials have shiny surface? You have to list them in this side, or the materials that have a dull surface, you have to write them in this right column. Just have a look. Copper, aluminium, these have some shiny surface, but rubber, wood, these don't have some shiny surface, or these have some dull surface. Okay. Okay. So now from the above activity we found that copper, iron have a shiny surface. whereas wood and rubber have a dull surface. So on the basis of shining property, we can classify the materials into two categories as, okay, just wait a second. Okay, two categories as lustrous objects and non-lustrous objects. So what are lustrous objects and what are non-lustrous objects? So lustrous objects means which have a shiny surface, we call them as lustrous object, and objects which do not have a shiny surface, we call them as non-lustrous objects. Okay. You can also do this activity with sandpaper. Rub the surface of a material with sandpaper and check whether it is lustrous or non-lustrous. Okay. Perhaps at this time you might think that why do we need to cut the surface of the material to check is lustrous? We can easily see them whether the pen is lustrous or non-lustrous. We can easily see by just seeing them. So what is the need to cut them? It is because some materials often lose their shine and appear dull because of the action of air and moisture. Okay. Therefore, we can see the luster only when we cut them. Okay. So that is the reason that we need to cut them. Okay. You can see here that you can say there are 3 to 4 materials are there. You can say that freshly cut surfaces of materials, you can say this is iron, this is wood. Okay, lustrous and non-lustrous, you can see here these are some pipes. Okay, so some materials are there, you can see wood is non-lustrous, but any iron metal you can say lustrous is there, shininess is there. Okay, so students, this is our first property. So that's all for today's video lecture, students. In the next video lecture we will discuss the next properties. Okay, we will start the hardness in our next video lecture. So for this video lecture, that's all. Okay, thank you all students. In the next class we will discuss the rest part of the chapter.